Hey there everyone, Julia Coolis here, Coolis Firearms here in Marlow, Oklahoma, doing our gun show giveaway. How awesome. We were in Fort Worth last weekend. I am still recovering from this weekend. It was that busy. Both days, unbelievable traffic, great vibe, everyone's buying, we're having a great time talking about guns and educating. So obviously you saw this gun on display, and this is the one we're going to give away today to a lucky winner. You know the rules of the giveaway. You have 5 minutes to answer the phone. And with that, Allie's going to give you a phone call and a text message. After the 5 minutes, that's in the rules, so don't get mad at me. It's the rules. We go to the next person. But I want to show you a couple things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about suppressors. Obviously, it's the hot topic right now. Obviously, you see the GOA hat sitting on the table. If you don't know what GOA's done for us, you should take a look at Google for that one and do a little research. They've done some great things, along with a whole bunch of other bodies in relationship to suppressors, taking them over the counter. But what I want to talk about is what's the difference, because this is the question that we had all weekend. All the customers are asking just about the same thing. What's the difference between a direct mount suppressor, a quick detach suppressor, the suppressor that's low back pressure, and a standard steeled suppressor? How does that affect the performance, and what's best for you is what we're going to talk about. And then after that, we're going to wrap it up and talk about different ammunition, because we're still having some problems with customers shooting the wrong ammo in their gun, and we're having cycling issues. We want to talk about why and what. But here we go. Let's go back over here to the giveaway gun. So it is a 10-inch 300 blackout, which is perfect, primo. 10-inch 300 blackout, coolest derived. This is our elite platform with all our best stuff in it. Proprietary charging handle, SBA 5 pistol brace on here. Cerakoted by yours truly, and this is an OD green, beautiful color. Without further ado, Allie's going to pull the winners in the background.
5,
4, 3. She's counting back from the randomizer.
1.
And the winner is
Fidel A.
Fidel A. Fidel A. Allison's going to give you a call. Please answer your phone. You got 5 minutes. All right, this is my time to talk. Let's talk about these different suppressors. Now, I brought them all out here in 300 blackout. Now, as you know, 300 blackout is the perfect caliber to be suppressed, because we can shoot it below the sound barrier and above the sound barrier. What does that mean for performance? Well, if a round is going much faster, it's going to have more penetration takedown power. If the round's going slower, below the sound barrier, you're going to be a much quieter round, maybe for quiet hunting. That'd be a great use for it. Maybe in the home for personal protection, so you don't have over penetration. But you can't expect that round going 900 or 1,000 feet per second to reach out hundreds of yards and still have enough energy to take down a target. Let's talk about the different cans. So the one in the middle, this suppressor here is made by a company called AB. Absolutely brilliant design. Welded technology, direct mount. Direct mount meaning it threads right on the muzzle of the gun. Now if my cameraman wants to come in here. So every barrel out there in our firearms and most semi-automatic firearms have threads on the end of the muzzle. That is where the suppressor attaches.
Hi, Fidel.
If it's...
Hi, you're the gun show giveaway winner.
Oh, Fidel answers the phone. She's leaving a voicemail. Obviously, you saw that transcription coming in. Grab that phone. So we've got a winner. So let's keep talking about suppressors. So this is a direct mount suppressor. What is that direct mount perfect for? It's perfect for the customer, shooter, hunter, that's not going to take their silencer on and off. They'll take it off for cleaning, they'll take it off for service, but a majority of its life lives threaded on the end of the firearm. Because as you know, once you put this on, you should use an alignment rod, make sure it lines up correctly so you don't get baffle strikes and you have the best performance possible. What's great about the AB? It's a sealed can. So we're stopping all that gas from leaving the front of that gun. So that it's going to be inherently pretty quiet. What's the downside of the AB can? Well, it is a little shorter, and if you've watched any of our other videos, the bigger it is, the longer it is, the quieter it'll be. It's a volume, it's a math equation. It's pretty quiet. The downside is the gun gets pretty dirty pretty quick, because we're not letting that gas vent forward. All right, next suppressor in line, the PTR vent. Amazing technology, 3D printed. The front of the suppressor, if you take a look at it, this is all permeable. This is allowing the gas to flow out, not just from the holes, but around the outside of the suppressor. That gas expelling along with the holes that are on the outside of this, all the way around it, is allowing the gas to vent. What is that great for? Well, that's great to keep the gun from getting dirty. We're allowing that extra gas with the bullet. Once the bullet escapes the front of the suppressor, the gas is leaving. That gas itself is escaping here is so much better than going back into the gun, making the gun dirty. What happens when we're venting gas? We lose back pressure. So if you're running a venting suppressor, not so much the PTR vent or the SIG Hexium, but some of the other suppressors that are venting forward. Think of the Huxworks flow, right? So that was all about pushing all the energy forward. These suppressors inherently are just a touch louder. Because we're letting the gas to leave, the sound follows it. So in relationship to a flow-through suppressor, the PTR vent is exceptionally quiet, lets the gas go forward. But again, this is set up for a direct mount. Now, the PTR allows this is threaded in hub. Hub is 1 3/8 by 24 thread. Hub allows you to put an adapter on it so you can do a quick detach system to be able to quickly take the suppressor on and off. Anytime we talk about quick detach, any quick detach devices, you very much need to be checking it and making sure you have concentricity of the suppressor to the bore line. It's a very inexpensive rod that you can buy, fiberglass rod. We run it down in the suppressor into the barrel. We look at where the suppressor lineup is, and we make sure we're doing okay, and it's not offset. If it is, we need to fix that before we get to shooting, so you don't have baffle strikes. So, what's the third suppressor lined up here? Well, hats off to Silencer Co. Silencer Co., along with GOA, boy, they made some serious moves, and the reason that we're able to do these transfers over the counter, these are some of the folks that got it done. We love their suppressors. This is what they call a low back pressure can. It also is a quick detached can. It uses a muzzle brake that threads onto the front of the gun. This is called the Charlie ASR mount. Beautiful mount. It comes with every Silencer Co. suppressor. It comes with a Charlie mount. Sadly, I had a customer get frustrated with me this weekend because he wanted to buy this without this. And I'm like, well, no, they come together as a package. The Charlie ASR mount is one of those most beautiful suppressor mounts that go on there because of the ratcheting mechanism. It locks onto the outside. The ears hold this on. It also has a shoulder that's perfectly machined on it that matches up to the inside of the suppressor. Enough about the mounting. What is this suppressor awesome for? Low back pressure. What does that mean? Air going back in the gun. Makes this outer holes all the way around allow that gas to leave, and it leaves forward. That forward facing gas makes the gun much quieter to the shooter, takes that energy forward, and because this is manufactured out of Inconel and stainless steel, you have the ability to shoot really fast and not hurt the suppressor. From my research online, from what they told me at Silencer Co., there is no barrel length restriction and there's no rate of fire restrictions with this suppressor. That means a lot to our FRT guys. That means a lot to our law enforcement agencies. Amazing. I also have found this sounds incredibly good, but it is a little heavier. I will take the weight to not shoot my baffles out. All right, so this is a quick detached suppressor system. Amazing. You know, the retail on this hovers right at almost $1,200. There's a lot going in here between the adapter that they give you, the muzzle brake, the technology, Inconel, stainless. There's a lot here. MSRP on the AB suppressor hovers at like $580. So you're double. Well, what are you getting for value? Now that's up to you to decide. For me, I'm going to jump and go get the best suppressor I possibly can. The vent, love it. It is not, in my opinion and in our opinions here at Coolest, the suppressor for the guys that are running an FRT. It does make the gun quite dirty. It does vent, but not vents great. Let's talk about ammo. I promised that real quick. Here comes the question of the day. I bought a gun. What ammo do I buy? Sadly, when you're at these gun shows and you're at Academy, they're buying from a buyer's group, or they're buying from one of these normal ammo wholesale. Most of that all that ammunition is almost the same from vendor to vendor. So recently we've been seeing the same ammunition and customers are purchasing it. here at Coolest, we recommend Cellar and Bellet ammunition. For all of our testing, this is what we're running. It has a solid point. It really helps the gun cycle because we can get this up in the feed ramps. Does an amazing job, burns really clean. The brass is consistent, it's clean, it's not recycled, it's not reloaded. It is just an amazing piece of ammunition. We also love MagTech. Captain, look under my counter, you'll see Cellar and Bellet and MagTech by the cases here. Well, there's a reason for it. This MagTech is also what we test with every day. You know, we're making 40, 50 guns here at Coolest on the weekly. We're shooting at least 10 plus rounds out of every gun. Guns run flawless. We give them to a customer and they instantly are having problems. And it becomes ammo-driven problems. Let's take a look at this particular ammunition from Hornady. It's called the subsonic ammunition from them. Look at the tip of this. It is a flat point. Really be good for hunting, right? So it's going to expand, it's going to transfer its energy into a target, it's going to be larger when it hits and it expands. Great round. Sadly, if you do a little bit of research and look at it, Magpul and Lancer both make magazines specific for 300 blackout. The feed lips on the magazines themselves are longer to hold that round in the magazine longer before it releases it so it can pick it up by the bolt. It is known. Reddit, Google, both companies, longer feed lips. If you're running this ammunition, you are going to run it directly into the feed ramps. I promise it's not going to feed very well. Now we can go in and we can modify the barrel, modify the feed ramps, try to kick those down, create some more angle, create some more room. We are going to become far out of mil spec to do this, to get this to run. Because it's coming out of the magazine late. Where if you look at the cone and the tip of this bullet, you can see it's going to be a lot more forgiving because it's not flat. It has the ability to feed. So even if you're thinking that this is the right ammo for you, I promise you, you may have problems with it. Now, we had a customer who reached out and said, hey, will really want to talk to us. I'm running this ammunition and I can get it to run if I grab that bolt stop and I hit it, and sometimes it feeds and sometimes it doesn't. That's because of how fast the bolt's going and how fast it's taking it out of the magazine. Sometimes when the gun's cycling, it's going hard enough where we can get the round out of that magazine. I want dependability, and I think you do too. And we want our customers to feel that they can go grab our gun, that's the way we designed it, and shoot it until you don't want to shoot anymore before you have any problems. So let's take a look over here at Hornady. Now what has Hornady done? Well, they have a beautiful ballistic tip. Why do they have a ballistic tip on here? To help it feed. If they take the ballistic tip off, it's going to be what we call an open point. Well, here we go. Hornady, we go right over here to Winchester, USA ready ammunition. So anything that's flat in the front is a problem for cycling. It will and it could have a problem cycling. You see how ammunition might feed a little bit better, but remember the magazines are specifically designed to let the round leave later. So we need to run the right ammunition for the gun. We have it on our tags. If you're out there running and you're having some problems cycling, our guns, anyone else's gun, take a look back at what the manufacturer recommends for ammunition and give it a try. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to the whole speech. Thanks to Tim and Michelle at Premier. We work really diligently, just like you do, to keep those tables full, get everybody in there. Hopefully you had a great time in Fort Worth. This coming weekend, we're in Pasadena. It's probably going to be one of the busiest and best Pasadena shows of the year. I know an awful lot of our great vendors are going to be there. We're going to have the place packed. We're bringing more guns than we ever had. We'll be in the wild room up front, so when you walk in the door, come say hi to us up front. If not, check us out next week. Hopefully you get a chance to sign in, get the chance to sign up next weekend and win another gun from us. Have a good week. See you next week.